Hi guys, I find this really concerning. Now, the talk at the moment, of course, is around PIP, around support for people who are disabled and benefits in general. And we have this journalist here. His name is Fraser Nelson. You may be familiar with him. He is a journalist with the Times newspaper. And over the last number of years, it seems he's made it his mission to highlight the number of people who are on some sort of support from the state, be it disability or some sort of unemployment benefit. And have a listen to this interview he conducted as part of an investigation with Channel 4 about how easy it seems in order to get access to certain benefits.
Before I started this job, I went on Google and I typed in a few words, and straight away I found the criteria or the words to say to essentially get a full benefit.
Like keywords, were there?
Absolute keywords.
So presumably before other people do the assessment, they'll be Googling and they'll be finding out what's the phrase that pays.
Absolutely. Just tell them that you're suicidal has been a lot in inverted commas, which I've seen.
If an assessor is told by somebody that they're feeling suicidal, is the guidance then to put them straight into the highest category?
If at any point someone said that they were suicidal every day, straight away in that high, it's down to the integrity of that person. And sadly, my opinion is that not everyone that is claiming is quite telling the truth, which is sad, but ultimately it's going to happen. It's really frustrating to read because there's actually people that I chat to that are having them thoughts for genuine, and you really feel for those people that are going through that. But then you're getting people that, after reading these forums, that actually you're lying, and that's just, it almost like discredits those that are actually really in need. So it's hard.
How do you know that these people are lying? So I believe the whole purpose of this investigation, I could be wrong, but my interpretation so far is to paint a picture of people on benefits as being lazy or gaming the system. I really do look forward to Fraser Nelson doing an investigation into, offshore bank accounts and multimillionaires and billionaires not paying their taxes, because there's a huge amount of money that could be recouped because of those people, instead of going after people on benefits. But you notice here the narrative. Maybe I'm reading too much into this, but the narrative I'm taking from this is some people are using particular words when they go to the job centre in order to get extra support. And they're using these words to get that support, and they're being successful. But they're not really suicidal in this case. But how do you determine whether somebody is or not? Unless you're a psychiatrist. And even a psychiatrist may not always be correct. And the people who work in the DWP or the people who work in the job centre don't have these qualifications. So why are we bringing this up as an issue? Oh, well, obviously there are too many people claiming this. So what we need to do is we need to be more strict with the criteria so that we kick people off who may actually be needing it to save a few quid. Is there abuse? Yes, there is abuse. But there is abuse in all aspects of government, all types of support. Be it, a farmer who's getting some sort of support from the Department of Agriculture. Of course, there's abuse in the system. People who work in the justice system. Is there abuse there? Of course there is. But why is there suddenly this focus on people who are disabled, people who are on benefits, people who are vulnerable? Why is there a sudden focus on them and not on other sections of society? Yes, the welfare bill is growing. No mention of pensioners. If you talk about pensioners, they make up a huge amount of the welfare bill. But instead, we're focusing on the disabled, we're focusing on people who are unemployed, on the young people. So isn't it a bit suspect that all of a sudden there is a focus on people who have literally no power, no influence over the government, no influence over politicians? A government's responsibility is to look after the most vulnerable in society. Will there be abuse? Yes, there will. But that's baked into it. That's a cost that the government has to be willing to take in order to make sure that everyone, as many people as possible, are covered, are protected. Because if you start going down the road of, well, we need to make it more difficult, we need to make it more strict, then obviously a lot of people who are entitled will not get the support they need. And we know the consequences of that. 300,000 people died as a result of austerity. Do we want to repeat that? I hope not. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think, and I'll see you in the next video.